All right, everybody. Welcome back to all my pimps, players, playettes, everybody in respectable musical places. I'm your host with the most, DJNWMI, which stands for Never Would Have Made It. If you checked out my last video about new marketing, two controllers that have been out for about a month, there's a link on the screen, just in case you haven't checked it out. In that video, I told you at the end that I was going to be talking about my next video, which is this video, about me starting up a podcast. Now, in this video, what you're going to learn is the equipment that I'm using for the podcast, the equipment that from the software, from the different things that I bought, and also you're going to learn how I'm going to do it and what I'm going to do it on. So these are the things you're going to learn from this particular video. A little different setup, a little different background. Hopefully you like it. This particular camera I'm using is the EOS RP. So if I'm doing a video podcast, it'll be set up like this. So for you have one camera from this angle, and I have another camera on the side checking out another angle when I do video podcast. Now, as far as the regular podcast, what I'll be doing is I'll be using my iPad Pro, which I have the 11-inch. This is what I'll be using as far as the computer or processing power goes. iPad Pro. Also, the software that I'll be using would be the software that comes with the computer, GarageBand. Now, what I bought to sit up there and be doing my podcasting software stuff is I got the Yeti Caster. What it comes with a black Yeti microphone, basically the blue Yeti, but the version black. Then also it came with this little stand right here on the top that holds the microphone. Then of course you got a boom mic stand which connects to the table, which is arm tool. I can move it around and do everything you need to do. Only thing extra I had to buy was a pop filter, of course, so when you're popping them peas, pop, 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 you don't get all that stuff going back and forth. Basically, as far as this video goes, I connected it directly straight to the EOS RP through a 3.5 to 3.5 millimeter jack. Pretty much I plug one into the mic, plug the other one to the mic, output on this one, bam, instant audio. That's what you got. Also, what I brought for my podcasting, which I'll be using a lot, will be the Zoom H6. Why did you get the Zoom H6? Now, the main reason why I got the Zoom H6 is when you're going out of town or going to sit up there and talk to somebody where you're not going to be in the studio, you need something that can record and have multiple mics that you can plug into it. With the Zoom H6, you can plug in 6 XLR mics into it. Everybody can talk. It's recorded. Has batteries. Good to go. As long as your battery's up to par, you're good to go, baby. Has basically an SD card inside of it, which you have to buy separately. That does not come with it, so I don't want anybody to get the misconception of that. Plug that in. I got a 128 gigabyte card. Plug that in. Talk to the different hosts or people that I'm going to talk to. And here we go. Now, I have been looking at I think it's the Rodecaster Pro. I think that's great. The problem with the Rodecaster Pro is the size of my 13-inch MacBook. And with that same size, you can run into a little bit of trouble as far as the footprint goes when you're trying to put it down places. So that's the main reason why I got this one first. Of course, the Rodecaster Pro I'll be getting for the studio, that the effects and other different things that it has to offer. That'll be next for the podcast, and I'll be using that. Once that is up and running, I'll probably be doing some video podcasts where you can see me again from 2 angles. And that will probably be my main driver as far as in-studio goes. Out-of-studio goes is always going to be the Zoom H6 because it's on the go. I don't know if any of you guys ever been to like football games, basketball games. If you ever seen the reporters at the end of the day, what they're using is the Zoom 6. Basically, they have it there. Probably about 90% of them that I saw had the Zoom H6 right there, plug mics into it, gave one to the particular person they were interviewing. They had one, and that's how they were recording the audio. Of course, I had a cameraman, but pretty much that's how I seen the audio going. I had to ask a different reporter, a person that knows that does that for a living, and it was like H6 is the best way to go. Now, again, I'm using GarageBand because it's free software. It's already on an iPad. There it is. I'm using a powered hub, which I would connect the mic to, which will give me power for that hub. And then I can record all that going directly to the 6. And then after I get my audio and everything else out, I'll take it out, plug it into my power hub. I go from my hub, it's that thing, it's the RAV4. And from my hub, I'll be putting that stuff into GarageBand, making a few quick little minor edits of what I think I need, put in there, and there you go. Now, it's different softwares that you can use to sit up there and podcast with. I mean, of course, they have more different ones, they have better ones, they have paid ones. But for right now, we're going to use the cheaper ones that we're going to see. As we grow, we'll upgrade and get better things. But starting off, that's what I'm going to use. Hence, is the reason why I'm showing you this video with the mic in the scene. Obviously, I didn't have to have the mic in the scene. I could have just moved the mic out the way, had it up here to the side. You would have never saw it. But because I'm podcasting, I want to show you exactly what I'm going to be using. So when you see videos with the podcast on it, that's because that is one of my podcast videos. And also, you're going to be able to find me on podcast, different sites where I'm going to be talking about different things. Now, the other question I stated was what I'm going to be talking about on my podcast. On my podcast, I'm going to be talking about everything, but on a real style, different from YouTube. Talking about current events. Be talking about DJing equipment, tech equipment, camera equipment. I'm getting into all depths of different things that I have my hand into. Because I have my hand in multiple different things. Because as I always told you folks, you need multiple sources of income to grow and make it, especially during these times of a pandemic. But in general, when one source is down, other sources are still getting paid. That's how you want it. I don't know everything, but I have a lot of decent knowledge in a lot of things because I have my hand in multiple things going on. But going forward, this is what we're going to be doing as far as the podcast goes. I want to show you what I was using, what I got, and how I'm going to start it off. As it becomes more intricate and more things to add to my kit, I will update you and let you know. Hopefully this audio is coming through well because, again, I'm using the Blue Yeti. Haven't yet listened to it. I can also plug a headphones in and listen to it as I talk when I'm podcasting. Obviously, I would do that so I can listen to the audio full throttle. But right now, again, I'm doing this as a video. So basically, I'm unable to use that because I'm sending it directly to the camera. Everything's synced up, on point, ready to go. But this is going to be a podcast that you're going to like, you're going to love. I'm going to make you laugh. May make you cry a little bit, a few sad stories that we have going on in the world today. But just because we talk about this real quick, let's get into something real fast. I want to talk about Panasonic owns Technics, as we all know. And I read an article, and it said that Panasonic is charging people between $5,000 and $10,000 for some special-made Technics, a.k.a. turntables. Now, there's a bunch of different things I could talk about the turntables with and tell you why they, quote-unquote, justify it at that price. Granted, I understand they're trying to sell this to a particular market, but Panasonic, that's a lot of money for a turntable. I love my Technics just as much as anybody else do. I have quite a few pair of Technics or quite a few pair of turntables sitting right over in the corner. As I always tell you, I have a lot of equipment. With my equipment, I tend to rent it out. That's how you get your money back. I don't buy everything, but I had a lot of stuff because I've been growing as a DJ, and as you grow, you improve your equipment. As you improve your equipment, instead of getting rid of my old stuff, I rent my stuff out, and I get an extra buck. Some people don't tell you that, but that's how you do it. Why go to Guitar Center when you can come holler at your boy? I got you. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's just me. That's what I do. That's what I like to do. I try to help you with the different sources of income that you can get because I try to look out for you. I believe that if I look out for you, that's how it works. That's how you grow. Some things that I was never taught that nobody never told me, I'm just trying to tell you how you can do it. Now, I know somebody had mentioned to me about getting a cover for the Yeti mic. That is coming. I should hopefully get that next week. So next time you see a video podcast, it will be on there. So you ain't got to jump on my throat. I will have it. I got you. Another thing that I noticed with this, from my personal opinion, from when I was setting this up, I originally plugged the mic into a USB hub, Apple charger brick, the 5-watt charger, and plugged into the wall. The mic worked, but for some reason I was having issues with getting the audio out of the camera. So what I basically had to do is, some of you already know, I had to plug it into my laptop. Plugging into my laptop, now it's working all good. Audio is coming out. Granted, you have to play with your sound settings. Of course, you have to put it in manual, and then you have to turn the audio down because if you're not paying attention, it will have the audio spiking very, very high, and people won't be able to hear you as clearly as you want them to. But I just wanted to let you know what I'm doing, let you know what I was up to. Hope you like the new setup, the new look, what you're going to be running. It's going to be a podcast coming up. Like I said before, we're going to talk about a lot of different things. We're going to keep it real. And when we're going to keep it real on this podcast, we're going to let you know how it goes. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. We're going to be having a lot of time, having good fun. We're going to be laughing, talking trash, making it do what it do. Talk about some of these companies who come out with some ridiculous stuff. Sometimes I can't say everything on YouTube because of other things, but on this podcast, I'm going to let them have it because they are supposed to have it. They are sometimes giving us bull stuff and ripping us off. Nobody want to talk about it, but I do. But anyway, you could have been anywhere else, but you came back to hang out with me. I appreciate you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Don't forget to hit that bell so you know the next time I have a video. Video podcasting coming soon. Regular podcasting coming soon. End-up coming soon to a headphone near you. Don't forget. And I'm out.